how did so-called black people get on this side of the world? You familiar with history? How did black people get on this side of the world?
I got to come on.
No, all right, you got it. All right, we can bring it out. That's what we are there for. We come to edify our people through the scriptures. If you followed history, you would know that the so-called black man came over here on slave ships. That's how the vast majority of us came on this side. And then we didn't do it willingly. We were forced to do that. They went for us in our dwellings in West Africa and forcefully take us over here and put us on a slave ride for months. And then when we came on a slave ship, we were sold. We were sold, right? Now, what if I tell you that that's in the Bible? Would you believe? Watch this. Deuteronomy 28, verse 68.
So, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
The word Egypt there means slavery or bondage. Give me that, quick. Watch.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. The house of bondage.
So, Egypt is synonymous with being the house of bondage. So when the Most High used the word Egypt in certain instance, he's talking about slavery in a nutshell. And like I said earlier, slavery happened to us, right?
Yes, sir.
You following?
Yes, sir.
Watch this.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Into slavery again, right? Because if you're familiar with the Israelites, they was in slavery in Egypt back in the day. But this time the Most High say again, meaning the second time, Omar, say this way, man, all right?
Yes,
The Most High say he's going to bring us into slavery again, those Israelites. Read. This time how?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Now, if you listen to what I said earlier, I said that the so-called black people came on this side of the world on ships. The Bible just confirmed that. So, if the Bible is saying that those people that came over here on slave ship are the Israelites, what would you be today if you descend from those people, Omar? Let me say it again slower. If the Bible said that a race of people was going to go into slavery on ships, right? And that happened to your forefathers. So what would that make you be if you descended from those people that happened to? That would make you what? According to the Bible. Let me say it again. If the Bible said that those people that came on slave ships are the Israelites, and you descend from those people, what would that make you? There you go. You know, thinking. If you descend from those people, you are the Israelites. It's plain and simple. Now, let me go back to here because I want to keep this thought in mind. What tribe are you from on the sign? If you're from the nation of Israel. We went over it earlier. Which one of these people would you be if you were so-called Bahamian? Benjamin, all right? So now you know that you're Benjamin from the 12 tribes of Israel. Who would you be, sir? You're Gad? You from the tribe, from the North American, you sent from the Indians? Who's African. All right, see that? This is why we out here. We gotta let our people, hold on, brother. Step around here, man. Let's have a conversation. Yeah, let's have a conversation. What's your name? What's your name? All right. So, what I was letting Omar know, Mr. Miller, is that we are from the 12 tribes of Israel. That's who we are. We're not Africans. Give me Exodus. Watch this. Watch what God called Africans. Now, I don't know about you, but if I hear this described about my people, I would shy away from being called those people. Watch this. There you go.
The book of Exodus, chapter 11 and verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
The Most High is calling anybody who speak against the 12 tribes of the nation Israel a dog. Read.
Against man or beast.
Not just against the children of Israel, but the beast of the children of Israel. Anybody who speak about them, they are dogs. Read.
That ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
The Egyptians are Africans. Hold on, Brother Miller, man. Hold on, Brother Miller. What we trying to do, we trying to have some kind of order out here, right? So you free to listen, but I want to make sure you all know before you go who you all truly are, according to the Bible. God just said, read it again.
But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue, against man or beast, that he may know how that the Lord did put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
Right, because the ancient Egyptians were black people and Israelites were black people. They look alike, but the Most High said, what? What up?
He put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
The difference is we are the people of God. They are heathens. They are not us. So it's very important to differentiate those two, right? Now, what I want, go back.
Yes, sir. Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
That didn't happen to the Egyptians. That happened to black people.
Right.
Read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
It there is talking about the land of Israel. That's your homeland. Not the motherland is not Africa. The motherland is Israel. Right? Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Who were we sold to?
Your enemies.
Let me ask you a question, Brother Miller. Who were we sold to? Those slaves, when they came off those slave ships, who were they sold to?
The enemies.
The enemies. What particular race of people were the enemies?
White race.
There you go. Read it again.
And there
Read it again.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for born men and born women.
God said that they were enemies because we broke his commandments. All right? Read on.
And no man shall buy you.
Because if you look at Omar, pay attention now. He's trying to distract you. All right? You notice how you're paying attention all together, and then all of a sudden you get distracted.
Right, I listen.
Let me recalibrate the system now. What tribe are you from the nation of Benjamin? From which nation? There you Israelites, right? So I need you to pay attention. There's a lot of distractions going to be coming around when the truth of the Bible is coming out.
That's right.
They want you to go to church and don't keep no laws and eat pork and all kind of madness that the Bible doesn't command you to do. But God is speaking to you right now. Don't look at some Negroes speaking on the side of the road with microphones and speakers. We don't even exist now. The Most High word is coming out.
Right.
All right, so I need you to pay attention to what's going on. All right, where we at?
And no man shall buy you.
No man there is talking about. If you look at our history of black people, right? We was tortured out. Ever since we came off them slave ships, we was oppressed and oppressed and oppressed and oppressed.
Right.
But then every so often, a brother rose up and see the oppression and wanted to help us.
Right.
One of them was Martin Luther King.
Right.
One of them was Malcolm X.
Right.
One of them was Marcus Garvey. You know, you go down the list. But the Bible says what?
No man shall buy you.
No man, none of these men is going to save us because only one man is foretold to do that. That's the black Messiah,
That's right.
Christ. Now let me ask you a question: what complexion? What complexion is Christ? What was he? A black man? Was he a white man? What did he look like according to the Bible? You think he more white? Let me see. So you say he looked like this? That's what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You might be right. Let's see what the Bible says. Read.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 14. Verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So we're going to reveal. That's what revelation means. In other words, to show you what Jesus Christ looked like according to the Bible.
Okay.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Let God's words be true and every man a liar. So if you write, the Bible will say that. If we write, or anyhow, let's bring it out. Read.
The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
To show unto his servants. So this is in here for a reason. To show unto his servants. The servants are the 12 tribes of Israel. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're trying to do. Verse 2.
Verse 2. Yeah. Who bear record of the word of God and of the testimony of Jesus Christ and of all things that he saw.
All things that he saw. That's a physical thing. This is a vision, like what the Christian church like to think. This is scenes that John actually saw with his natural, physical eyes. All right, verse 14.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So his head, meaning his hair on his head, and his beard were what?
White like wool.
So it's white in white in color, but texture was woolly. Now, if you're familiar with woolly hair, only one race of people on this planet have woolly hair. These are black people. That thing on your head, touch it. That's called woolly hair. That's what woolly hair. So Christ had woolly hair. Read.
As white as snow, and his eyes was a flame of fire.
His eyes was as a flame of fire. We can explain to you why his eyes was a flame of fire, because people might think, see, nobody eyes a flame of fire. This is a vision. But the Bible is going to explain what the eyes of fire is talking about. Read.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine.
With what?
With wine.
Christ drank wine. That's why his eyes were red with wine. That's what it's talking about. So he didn't have beams coming out of his eyes. His eyes is red because he drank wine moderately. He didn't get drunk. Not smoking dope. You know, that is another thing that we can get into, but the next teacher will probably bring that up. Read on.
As white as snow, and his eyes was a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass.
Let me ask you a question. If your feet is brown, right? So if your feet is brown, what would your hands be? Would it be a different color? Would it be like white or pink or gold? What I'm asking you is, Omar, I need to pay attention. I ain't going too fast for you, eh? All right, what I'm trying to point out to you is, if Christ's feet was one color, his hand would be the same color. His face would be the same color. Read that again.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
Brass is a derivative of brown, just like your skin color. Christ had the same hair like you, like we mentioned earlier, woolly hair, and he had the same color flesh like you, which is bronze or brown. So now, read on.
As if they burned in a furnace.
So the Bible took it even further. Not only that, at that point you should realize that Christ was a black man. I know, I get into the point. I get into the point, Omar. At this point now, you should realize that Christ was a black man because he had woolly hair. Only black people have woolly hair, and he had brown skin. Dark skinned people have brown skin, right? So Christ, at this point, you should know. But he goes a bit further and say, what?
As if they burned in a furnace.
So Christ was a really, really dark man. There's no way Christ could have looked like this. It's impossible. So that's our job. We come out here and let our people know what the true reflection of Christ would be. And if he was a black man, what do you think his people would be? This is common sense, Brother Omar.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.